I would like to rise and just thank some people who have made this historical moment possible, who kept the hope alive even when it appeared sometimes that we would never get to this day. And I wanted to call their names because I would like for some of them to be in the record. And I would start by thanking my colleagues, Assemblyman Aubrey and Senator Schneiderman, who really brought us to this moment. This is extremely important to me, and I think to many of us across this state. And I want to thank Father Peter Young, who had a vision many years ago, I think even before the Rockefeller drug laws, when he began working with people who were returning from prison and gave us a model for how we could help people successfully return home. And I want to thank Oscar Jones, who was a young man who had served over 20 years in prison and who came to testify here in the legislature to point out to us how we had spent during his 20 years over $1 million incarcerating him. And in the year and a half or so that he had been out and with Father Young's program, it was maybe $10,000, $15,000 that we spent, but he now was a tax-paying citizen. And I want to thank Charles Hamilton, who was a young man that I met in Greenhaven many, many years ago. He was also young there in prison, but he was chair of the NAACP chapter.
Senator Montgomery.
There. I'm going to take a little bit longer because everybody took my time, and I want to thank some people, Madam President. So Charles Hamilton remained, he was chair of the NAACP chapter in Greenhaven. He stayed in touch with me. He organized other people in prison. Unfortunately, he passed away on the day of the inauguration of Obama. And I want to thank John David, who also was incarcerated, came to me, and he was the embodiment of what we could do for people if we gave them an opportunity to be successful when they return. And he convinced me that we should be supporting the kinds of programs that would help people who had been incarcerated. And I thank Bob Ganji and the Correctional Association for his leadership, and so many advocates who have followed us across the state. They are from all parts of the state, upstate,
Senator Montgomery.
All of the counties. They represent the soldiers in this army. They are the ones that we owe for the fact
Senator
that they
Montgomery.
have kept the dream alive. And so tonight we celebrate the victory for them. We celebrate the victory for all of those people who have been sucked out of their communities because they had an addiction, and now they can hopefully come back, and we want to be able to successfully receive
Senator
them
Montgomery,
so that they become
how
successful
do you vote?
Citizens in our state, in our cities. A lot of them will come back to my district.
How do you vote, Senator Montgomery?
Vote yes.
Senator
yes, yes.